G'day, hi and welcome. Okay, so there's my steaks that I'm going to punish myself for making a mess, which I have to clean up this mess. I got everything done. We'll come back to that in a second. Got all peppers in there. This, I got pumpkins, I got beans, and I got squashes. I got all kinds of squashes in there. Yeah, squashes. Got me my squashes. This is the water from the... Oh, my rake just fell over. This is the water from my peat pellet pucks, so I'm just going to throw it in my composter because there's nutrients in there. That wind's cold. It's freaking cold out here all the time. Something that, again, look at things in stages, okay? Like find a method of something that works, then improve upon it. Technology is going to be saving us in the future, I think. Going to do that. Get a little bit wetter in here. I'll leave this bucket upside down so it can dry. I'll turn that again. My poor rake's seen better days. It's one of many rakes. But anyway, if you could skip to the chase of doing a solar hydroponic year-round greenhouse, do that. Yeah, do that, because that'll make you, that'll do a lot for you. So I'm going to deal with these, fill these up, get those ready for transplanting. I'll get the lids on these, but push them down, push nice and gentle, put your seeds in the best you can. Sometimes they're a little bit resistancy to put down. You got to be careful with the bean ones that you don't bust them all apart. The pepper ones are all in there, so I'll put my covers on. I'll put them in a shaded space for a night or two, and then I'm at that point now where the faster, you don't want things to come up too fast, because if they do, they come up too thin. You want them to root and then come up, so that way they don't just get these little twigs that come up and then they just burn the second the sun hits them. So you leave them in the dark area for a day or two, then slowly expose them. Like say, like if you left them on a counter like this where they're not in the direct sunlight or whatever, with the lids on them, that might be perfect for about a couple of days or whatever. Get those squished down in there a little bit. I'll have to touch it up just before I put the lid on. And then, so that's the rest of my pucks. I have no more pucks. This is the first time I've ever planted a garden with the concept that this might be the only food I see at the end of the year. So kind of a different kind of eerie kind of thought, but as I was planting everything, I'm like, as I'm putting in these seeds, I put in 3 seeds, one for myself, one for the Almighty, and one for Murphy, the weather lady. Yeah. And so if one of the 3 seeds take that, I'm good. But I'm like, as I'm planting, I'm like, man, the amount of people that are going to starve to death this year is going to be epically tragic. Or is it a travesty? Because now's the time to do something about it. So I may fail with that garden there. I mean, maybe the garden will do well and the deer will take it out, or a rabbit, or a groundhog or something. I'm hoping not, but I'll show you what the plan is. So hopefully I have this all done by Friday, at least by next week anyway. It'll be done. My days are so, it seems like I get up fairly early. I don't get up like super early, but I get up fairly early. It seems like my day's just starting, and it's like, oh, it's time to shut everything down and go do something else there that I got to do. And then, you know, like I've got a routine that's kind of like works out really quickly. It's very soft here, and I have my socks and sandals. That's proper attire. So that doesn't look like much, but that was manure. So it's going to take a while to kill off all this topsoil, the sod and everything. I'm going to have to dig most of it out, I guess. I wasn't looking forward to that because, but it's killing it. It shouldn't be too hard to remove it. If we can get a couple of really hot days, that'll kill everything underneath and it'll make it easy to remove. These are going to go up. I've got all the poles on the side of the barn there, or garage. And what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put them up maybe 1 level, maybe 2. I don't need to really walk in there. I just need to be able to get things come up and keep the deer out. That's really the only goal with it. So I don't need to resurrect a 30-foot car garage on this. But I've got lots, and they're the perfect size. And yeah, and also too, these trellises and trusses will be very good for the viney stuff. I thought I still had some gourds left, but apparently I don't. So But it would have been cool because I could use that for gourds. They can make gourd birdhouses and stuff. But I got lots of squash. I will do the Three Sisters probably at the back end here with the corn, the bean, pole bean, and the corn, pole bean, and squash at the back quarter here. And then as I go forward, the shorter stuff, I'll probably have onions in the front and maybe stuff like that. I might try to find another place for my onions and stuff like that too. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, where I'm going to plant everything. I know what needs to go where. Dad's probably going to put tomatoes in there. I was thinking cucumbers back there, but I could put the onions there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. My brother was asking me about that, because even my brother's kind of nervous about this. So I told him, yeah, he could have it. Like, these greenhouses, they're not the best. Glad I didn't pay full price. I got 2 of them for 150 bucks. They were normal $6.99 a piece, 700 bucks, and they were discontinued, and I got them. And I thought, well, maybe I'll put some stuff in here and put some what happens is when they shake, not only do the screws come out, but all the panels pop out. You can't keep them in. Then once a panel pops out, it lets all the humidity out, and then everything burns in there. That's why I don't use it. But I'll give it to my brother because he's got tarps to put over, or clear plastic put over. So the 2 of us should be able to pick it. It's not very heavy. It's just to keep it together without it falling apart. 2 of us should be able to pick it up and bring it down to his place. And, you know, Mikasa Sukasa, I definitely don't want my sister-in-law and my brother and my nephew to be starving. So if he can get it set up, I can man it while he's at work. That's fine. Again, I'm now Farmer Reg. So and to keep the deer out, I do have the electric fence. How am I doing for time here? Yeah. I'll show you. I told you guys on the other channel about the Project Noah with the boat, where I was in there where the old pig pen used to be. You can see some of the steel beams are still kind of up, and that fence that went around there, like that fence. So I got that fence, and there it is. Not that I didn't bleed and get scratched by briars and all kinds of painful stuff in there. I killed every one of them. I killed them all. Freaking briars. But I got it out. It was a pain in the ass, but there's about 40 feet of fence there. So I got this, and the height of it, just to show you, you can see on the back corner post there. So it's about 3.5, 4 feet, whatever it is. Yeah, we'll say 4 feet. So it's 4 feet high. Now, a deer can jump that no problem. Absolutely no problem. Heck, I could probably even put a nice little garden in here. That would be, because this is full of like pig and chicken manure. Yeah. Oh, I love how I get these ideas just as I'm going. But anyway, I'm in there and I'm pulling out the fence, right? And the second I pulled on the fence, there was a bunch of trees on it or whatever. And I just, like strong back, weak mind, pull like bull, So I grab it. I start, the second I pull on it, I don't know what made me say it out loud. It was just like a voice told me, say, Project Noah. And I pull it, and the second I look up, I'm looking at my boat, and then I looked up and I said, don't you even dare. But what the idea is to grow so much food that I can feed all my family. I mean, this is overly optimistic. I'm not going to be that successful because that's not how farming works. Farming is a generational thing that takes years and years to get. So I understand the realism of what I'm contemplating. But if I have stuff growing in there, maybe the cabbage, lettuce, and some other little stuff that doesn't require direct sun all the time, it might not grow. There might be too many pine trees there, but I could try some stuff in there. If I could have 8 by 30, the 2 raised beds, that might produce quite a bit as a buffer. So it won't be enough to feed everybody and save everybody's life. Basically, what I'm doing right now is what everybody needs to be doing while they're unemployed, is growing food. That's what you're going to need to do. So that's what Project Noah is for me, is just to kind of food security. So as I'm trying to grow stuff, if that fails, I'll be canning stuff. If that fails, the idea is to have at least a 2-year buffer of food for everybody, myself, my dad, and my brother, my sister, my nephew, and whatever. That's the goal. Will I be successful with no money coming in? Who knows, right? But you got to try. You got to try. There's the poles. So that's my next project. Start kind of semi-half-ass assembling. I'm going to have to get some nuts and bolts to put everything together. That fence will go around the the car garage thing to keep the deer out, and then of course I have electric fence on top of that. So if the power goes out, at least I can still keep the animals out of the garden, and I can throw the tarp over it, so I should be able to put the garden in. I was going to try by Friday, but it's too cold, and I don't want to do all that work and then all of a sudden everything's dead, you know, but because of the frost or whatever. So that's what I'm working on. All right, so there we go.